Welcome back to CardsTalk. I'm Phill the Thrill. This is episode 1, part 3 of my coverage of the 1992 Marvel masterpieces by the great Joe Jusko. In part 1, I talked about why I thought this was the greatest card set of all time, and specifically why they're so important to me. In part 2, we took a little bit of a closer look at my specific set, with every single card hand-signed by Joe Jusko at a couple of different Comic-Cons over the years. Now in part 3, it's the really exciting part, where I'm going to show you the custom display that I've put together for this, and the process of making it. I've wanted to put this card set on display for a number of years, just been trying to figure out the best way to do it in the way that I thought was going to do it justice and really be able to show it off. I saw some videos, I saw some other pictures of people that have framed this set, and I thought, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do, but of course I've got to do it in my own way. This project actually took a lot longer to put together than I thought it was going to. I had a whole lot of troubles finding a place that could do the custom mat that I was going to need for this. A bunch of local places were either unable to make a mat as big as I needed them to do it, or they weren't willing to make a mat with 110 holes custom cut into that mat board because it was going to be too brittle or whatever. And if they could do it, it was just going to cost an astronomical amount of money. I was eventually able to find a custom mat making company here in Canada that had a really awesome website. I contacted them, they were super helpful, and they were able to help me put this project together. I'm going to put a link down below for them. Just to be clear, this video is not sponsored in any way. I just found this mat making company. They're really awesome guys, and if you need a custom mat for any of your custom framing, these are the guys to talk to. After that, it was a matter of finding the frame. Luckily, I already had a shadow box from a previously abandoned project that was going to be the perfect size for this, and with it being that shadow box, being that deeper frame, it actually, I think, adds a little bit more of a pop to the whole display. I toyed around with the idea of adding some LED strip lights in there for a front lighting or a back lighting type situation for the cards, but I didn't think it ended up actually working out all that well, and I decided it was going to be more hassle than it was worth. It didn't really seem necessary once I actually got the cards in the frame. Without any further ado, the rest of this video is just going to be going through the steps of making this project, giving you a little bit of a preview, and then the actual work of putting it all together and showing it all off on its final display. Thanks for sticking with me through this 3-part first episode of CardsTalk. Going forward, the rest of the episodes aren't going to be quite as big or in-depth or quite as exciting. We're just going to talk about the card sets themselves. Obviously, we'll see what happens in the future, but I don't have any other major projects like this planned. Just more videos talking about the other cards. I'm Phill the Thrill. Thanks for joining me for this 3-part debut episode of CardsTalk. Come back next time where we'll talk about more cards.